Good morning, it's 5:45 a.m. and I'm actually making hot coffee here at the most beautiful campsite. And I think Miss Moss back there is making chicken and dumplings for her breakfast.
That's correct.
She says that is correct. And we are just not really leisurely, we're up early. We're just making a good morning here because we got a lot of climbing on rocks today. All right, we've been hiking about 15 minutes this morning, and man, look at this view down below the Lehigh Valley. All the clouds way below us. Looking forward to getting down there and crossing the Lehigh River, and then the notorious climb of Lehigh Gap. This is just so beautiful, it's crazy. So the area we're in now, just north of us, is known as the gateway to the Poconos. I think we actually go into the Poconos Mountains soon. It is 8 a.m. or 7:58, I think. The last couple miles have been just beautiful. We're walking along this mountain ridge, looking down. You've seen all these views of the valley and the river with all the clouds way below us. It's been stunning. Still been making okay time, but we have to stop. We had to keep stopping and saying, wow. Anyway, the thing we're dealing with here this morning, it's already getting warm and humid at 8 a.m. and supposed to be like 90 degrees today. So our shuttle driver, Barb, NASCAR, told us that a lot of people dump their water before the climb out of Lehigh Gap because it's supposed to be just a big steep climb of boulders. And you know, water's heavy, so it's a lot easier to have a few pounds less on your back. Problem is, we have water coming up in about 0.6 miles. And then after that, there's no more water today for like 14 miles. So there's one spring, but it's supposed to be emergency use only and like high metal levels in the water. So you're not supposed to drink it. So I don't know exactly how much water I'm going to carry yet. I've drank most of what I have in my 2 liters, trying to hydrate on the way there. So in addition to my normal 2 liters of water, I have another like 3/4 of a liter, the smaller Smart Water bottle that one of the guys at the Trail Magic yesterday gave us an extra bottle so we can carry more water. It is easier to carry more water in a 3rd bottle rather than putting water in my water bladder. But I do have capacity to carry an extra 3 liters in that bladder, but that's over 7 pounds, so don't want to do that. Anyway, I think we're just going to have to camel up as much as possible and then carry plenty of water with us. And it's going to be slow going up the climb, but such is life. It's a hot day and we got to have water. But anyway, this is beautiful today. We finished the descent down into the Lehigh Valley. Doing a road walk. I think we've got a half-mile road walk about to cross the river, and then I'm a little worried, but my guess is we're climbing this or something like it. It's like boulders all the way up. We've been doing a steep ascent just north of Palmerton, PA, and now I think we're hitting the boulder field, maybe for the rest of the way up. You can see blazes all the way across and up that way. I'm gonna show where we came from, and when I put my finger here and trace this, the background's gonna get a little blurry. Came from up this way, came down here, crossed this bridge, did a road walk like this way, and then we've been climbing up this rock the whole way. Wowza, beautiful. See that arrow up there? Climbing straight up. All right, I've already climbed up. I'm gonna go way down here and watch moss. Oh, be careful. Oh. She's laughing. My heart dropped.
I was legit falling backwards.
I know, I can see. Be careful.
I am pouring sweat.
All right, now we're gonna keep going up. This is the coolest thing we've done. This is the coolest thing we've done since Georgia. Look at this. I'm going to show this view. And actually, while we're here, we came like rock climbing. We came from down on the bridge way down there. And this view just goes on and on. I'm kind of wedged in between some rocks standing up on this peak. This is not good for making good time, but this is freaking incredible. Like this is why we're out here. Whew. We plan on doing 20 today. Hopefully that still happens, but my gosh, we got more of this. I'd trade more of this playground for 20 any day. Woo, woo, woo.
That factory down there looks cool.
It does. Let's see if we can zoom. So I think this is an old zinc factory. Wow. I'd like to go like tour that thing. Oh my goodness. So we had heard there was a major trail reroute somewhere, but there were no signs anywhere. And all of a sudden we get to this spot. There are literally blazes coming and going from 4 different directions. And we couldn't figure out which way to go. Finally, after like walking down each one here and there and comparing all the maps, we finally found a far out comment that says that none of the guide maps are updated. So we believe we're on the right track now. We're taking the hardest trail that seems to be nothing but rock, whereas the other trail, I guess was the old trail, was a perfectly wonderful gravel road. And now instead we're on this. I'm so glad they did this trail improvement. I mean, we could have had just like 1 mile of that nice gravel, but
Like, why do they do that?
I don't know. We just met another thru hiker named Sojo at a trail magic that was put on by his family and friends. And oh my gosh, now I'm full. I had like a double cheeseburger deluxe from Wendy's. And I had homemade fried rice, homemade pot stickers, and some kind of homemade beef dish. And then I had a Dunkin' Donut. And they sent me away with some white chocolate macadamia nut cookies, which are my favorite. And now we have to hike. Straight up a bunch of rocks. All right, it's 6 p.m. We were shooting for the shelter at 20 miles today, but with all that climbing the rocks, I think we've got 16.4 so far. And water has also been an issue today. So right now, there was water at the shelter, but that's another 3.5 miles. So we are going on a wild goose chase. There's a whole bunch of comments. We got to do a 0.6 of a mile road walk, and then we got to go off through the woods following ribbons and trees or something. And we hope to find a spring that actually has water in it. And then we got to reverse that. So we have probably 1.5 miles of extra walking just to get water, and then we'll just stop at the first decent stealth campsite we can find once we start going north again. So anyway, breaking news: Moss's shoes are falling apart. She how do you say, she doesn't like the rocks. She kicks the you know what out of them at every step, so her shoes are falling apart. Okay, we got our water, but that was a first. We both agreed that was the longest we've ever had to go for water on trail so far. It took us almost 40 minutes to get down there and get it and come back. Now we're walking north again. There's supposed to be some campsite about 0.3. So we'll just have to go until we find a decent spot to camp. So hopefully we're about done for the day. All right, today is over and I'm in bed and forgot to do a video. It's still daylight, that's typical. We're pretty much always in bed before dark. We did 16.7 of trail miles today, and we did another mile, 1.2 or 1.5 or something in water to get water. And we're not going to have any plans for tomorrow because we never really stick to them anyway. So we're just going to kind of wing it for now. And isn't this a beautiful view out my picture window? I've got another picture window over here, and it's an even better view. It's Wilson. Isn't that the name like from Home Improvement? Like the guy that popped up all the time in the... All right, everybody. Good night. Come back tomorrow, and we're going to be getting as close as we can get to Delaware Water Gap. Good morning. It is 7:25 and she's got Permagran going on here. We have some good news. We have a long or regular day today, a short day tomorrow, and then we are
in New Jersey.
Done with Rocksylvania.
Whoop whoop.
Anyway, so no big milestones or anything today that I'm aware of. So we're just gonna put our heads down and cruise. There, you get it better? We'll put our heads down and cruise today and get as close as we can to town. We're looking for at least 17, but we'll have to see what happens. Water's an issue today. Again, we have some water in 3 miles, and then I don't think again for another like 14 or 15 after that. So anyway, that's all I got for now. Hope you're all having a good day and enjoying a good cup of coffee. It's a Sunday morning. We kind of had a leisurely morning here at camp. We've no alarms or anything like that, so all is well. All right, see you in a bit. Just wanted to share a little bit about our planning and our dialogue and what's going on here. So right now, Moss is hiking back behind me a bit. She likes to hike by herself in the mornings, and she blares some music in her headphones, and I think that's her church kind of like. So anyway, she's back there. We've been talking again this morning about whether or not we're going to zero in Delaware Water Gap. So it's Sunday now, and this is the 9th day since we've had a zero. We won't be into town until tomorrow by noon. Depending on how many we do today, it would dictate what time we get there tomorrow. So if we zero on Monday, that'll been 11 days since we've had a 0. Yeah, we've stayed in hotels a couple times since then with the rain and her tent issue. But we won't have that anymore because she gets her new tent. It's already been delivered. It's waiting for us in Delaware Water Gap. The other thing, even though we stayed in hotels a couple nights, we still hiked those days. So our bodies really weren't getting much rest. And we had some shorter days this last week, but we still hiked, I think, 107 miles. So depending on, we'll probably do a little less than that this week if we end up zeroing. But hopefully we can still get somewhere in the neighborhood of 100. But we've heard that there's a huge bubble of hikers behind us. You know, we've been in this, like, I guess, groove lately where we haven't been seeing many hikers at all. And, you know, that's not a bad thing necessarily, because when you get into bubbles of bigger groups, it's back like in the beginning in Georgia where you're kind of competing for resources, racing to tent sites and things like that. And it's just nice to be able to camp away from everything and not have to deal with anybody else's noise or any of that. So anyhow, I did see online Harper's Ferry has given out like 550 northbound tags, or numbers, I guess, not tags, since we came through. So apparently there really is a big bubble of people coming. So we thought about not zeroing just so those people aren't catching us and we can still kind of stay kind of between bubbles. But after talking about it last night and some more this morning, we decided we're probably ready to go ahead and take a 0 day on Monday. So, no, on Tuesday. We're going to 0 on Tuesday. I said that wrong. So I guess it'll... Now I'm confused on my numbers of days. Hold on a second. Let me calculate this out. Yeah, Tuesday will be the 11th day without a 0 if we didn't take one. So we'll have 10 days of hiking, and then Tuesday we're going to 0. So I went ahead and updated the reservation at the hotel this morning in my tent. So that's a set thing now, so we're looking forward to that. That means we'll probably get to watch the new Top Gun movie that we've been wanting to see. So, all right. It's just a nice calm morning. It's going to be hot again today. It's going to be, I think it was supposed to be like 90 or 91 or something. So, anyway, there's only one climb today. Mostly it's just this ridge walking. It's rocky, but not horrible yet. We've got one descent and then the ascent back up out of there and to Wind Gap. Other than that, ridge walking all the way to Delaware Water Gap. I about knocked myself out. I was watching my feet on these rocks and all of a sudden had no idea this thing was here. Conked the heck out of the top of my head. I was stunned for a second. I wasn't sure what the heck just happened. Literally just walked right into it. I guess I gotta be more careful. It's hard to look at anything other than your feet though, trying to get through these rocks. So we just met 2 guys that were rattlesnake hunting, and they were explaining to us all about the laws and how the minimum lengths for the snakes and all that. And they said they'd already found 4 this morning, but none of them were big enough. So they told us that one of them, like I had just walked by, like not right by, but it was, you know, off the trail a little bit, because these guys weren't walking the trail. They were walking the rocks out in the sun. But yeah, that's a little unnerving. They said they found 2 yesterday and 4 today. I'm glad that they're finding them and not us. And it's been a rocky morning. It's been, well, the terrain has been rocky. It's been a good morning for us, but it's just slow going again. I mean, this has just been the trail for like miles and miles and miles, like 100, like more than 100 miles. We get a lot of this. It's hard to make a lot of miles. Yesterday, even with all that climbing and bouldering, we got pretty decent miles, but like 16.7. But we've already had to get water this morning. We did almost another mile off trail, round trip to get water. So in 12 hours, just for water, we've done an extra 2 miles, or a little more than 2 miles. That don't count for nothing. All right. right, I'm going nuts right here. I just got stung by like 2 bees. Once in my ear. You can see from there how red it is, I think. And once in the arm. Like, we started buzzing around us. We were sitting for a break. I got stung in the arm and I jumped up and started taking off. Then one landed on my ear. Oh man, that ear's like, that's not good. Woo, it still hurts.
It's red.
Oh, well, remember the plans I shared with y'all earlier? I don't even know why we bother. So, everything changed again. So the plan has been to do like 16 to 18 or whatever we get in today, and then do the rest tomorrow, which would have been like we did 16 today, it'd be 8 tomorrow because we were camped last night 24 miles from town. So we were doing well with that. We were going to head at least to a shelter that there was supposed to be water on a spigot, that the water is apparently owned by like a private resort or something. And then Southbounders was telling people that water was turned off, so there's no water, which means there's no water between. Bottom line is we don't have water for tonight. There's none between here and there. So that was a deciding factor. Also, it's supposed to rain tonight and then some heavy storm in the morning, and we still got Moss's tent issue until we get to town for the new tent. So a couple different things, deciding factors. Plus, we're fixing to finish Pennsylvania. So we deserve a reward. And also, we haven't zeroed in like 11 days. So here's the new plan. And we have reservations, so we're somewhat at least locked in. So we're going to stay at Holiday Inn Express in Stroudsburg tonight. We're going to do a total of, I don't even know what it is, like 17, I think. We have 6.5-ish to go to a road where we're going to get picked up. They're going to take us to the hotel, and then we'll get a ride back tomorrow to finish the last 8 or so miles, and we'll cross the border into New Jersey. With water. And that won't take very long. That'll take 4 or 5 hours. So we'll just do that in the morning probably, depending on when the storms are going to hit. And then we'll be able to do some chores tomorrow. Probably go see...
Gone!
I was waiting for Moss to start singing the Danger Zone song. And then we're going to zero the next day. So we're still going to do the same thing by the time frame. But anyway, I'm looking forward to a shower. It has been warm and sticky, and today's been really buggy, and I'm ready to go to town. These rocks are just never ending. And it hasn't been really that hard. We've only had one real descent and one real climb today. And it's mostly just walking like this. It's just, I don't know, it takes so much out of you because you have to be slow and meticulous. And, I'm not a very patient person, as those of you that know me know. And man, this takes patience. We're about 3.25 miles or so from the road where we're going to get picked up, and that'll give us like 16.5 miles for the day, which is decent given the rocks. So then we'll go to a hotel. We need to clean some stuff. I don't know, there's a couple things I've got going on too. I may actually slack pack the 8 miles tomorrow, as much as I think that's a bad word and I don't want to do it. I don't know. I haven't lost all that much weight, but I've lost inches. And my pack is not fitting great right now. I've been playing with it and to wear it a little differently. I think it's a little better, but I have some chafing on my lower back, like along where the bottom of the pack sits on my back. So I don't know, hopefully a 0 day, and maybe if I don't wear any weight in my pack tomorrow, I don't know. I'm not sure if I can slack pack or not. I'm thinking about it, but I don't know. Anyway, we're definitely ready for the 0 on Tuesday. We've been talking, we're going to try to do at least 8 tomorrow, or 8.5 for a Nero. And that'll get us out of Pennsylvania We may try to do like 12, and that'll get us past the 1,300 mile mark. But I don't know. With all the rain tomorrow, we may just try to take the 8 and be done with PA, and then have our much needed 0 on Tuesday. So I don't know. Time will tell. In the meantime, I'm just walking through the boulders. If we had someone else videoing the two of us right now, it'd make for some dang good content. Like, we are just bouldering and rock climbing, and I got to the edge of one a minute ago, and I said, do we need parachutes for this one or what? It was just a straight down. I'll show you around here. We came from up that way. This is...
Oh, we're finally going down.
And I don't know, like, as far as perspective, like some of these rocks are like, I don't know, like this one right in front of me is probably 9 or 10 feet in diameter. I mean, they're pretty big, they're huge rocks. Ugh. Oh. Oh, I was just about to stop filming, but let me get over where Moss is at and show you what she's about to go down. We're gonna go down that. It's steeper than I think it looks on this camera. All right, I forgot one other thing. So the bee sting on my arm and my ear are pretty much fine now. There was a knot on my arm and it went away. Moss says my ear is a little red still, but it's not as swollen as it was earlier. And it doesn't hurt or anything. It's hurt for a little bit, but all was well with that. So one other thing that I have not mentioned, neither one of us have any water right now. Like, we're literally walking with empty bottles. I told you earlier we had water being an issue. The next water that was supposed to be available is just past the road that we're getting off at. But that's the water that we were told that is not available. So as far as we know, there's no more water for like another 8 miles past where we're getting off. So that's part of the reason why we decided we needed to go to town, because of this water issue. I've walked into water sources with no water before, but usually like it's a little more intentional. This was just like, I'd be drinking water right now if I had it. All right, it's been a minute here. So last I talked to y'all, we were in the woods. So we had no water. As soon as we got to the parking lot, there was a lady sitting there reading a book. And she said she was just heading home from her vacation home. Thought she'd stop and do some trail magic. She gave us a Gatorade, which was very welcome. We were only there a minute or two before our shuttle showed up. They brought us to the hotel and we dropped our stuff off and we just hurried up and got an Uber and went to Texas Roadhouse. And it was really good. I had a sirloin and ribs combo. And Moss had, do you have a sirloin?
New York strip.
Oh, Moss had a New York strip and like 17 rolls. I don't think that's an exaggeration, actually. Then from there, we walked over to the grocery store because it was right in the parking lot, and we had to get laundry detergent. The hotel said they didn't have laundry detergent. Oh, they have laundry detergent. The lady told us they didn't have it. The only reason we went to the grocery store tonight was to get laundry detergent. There's a vending machine next to the washer and dryer with laundry detergent. So anyway, the laundry's done. We went ahead and resupplied, got our laundry detergent, Ubered back to the hotel, and we did laundry, showered, and most all the chores, and now it is bedtime because we have the shuttle arranged for 8 o'clock in the morning to take us back so we can finish up the state of Pennsylvania. Like 8.5 miles left, and we hear that it's in the easiest 8.5. So we'll see. It's supposed to rain tonight and possibly strong thunderstorms in the morning, but we're gonna go finish PA anyway. So come back next time to see us at the PA and New Jersey border. Have a good night.